And welcome back to another episode of the Bases Loaded podcast, brought to you by the Idiots Podcast Network. So look, guys, we're here for our final episode of our top 5 positional players. It's been a good time doing this. We've had a lot of fun on this show, making sure that all the folks at home know what's going on. So this episode, we're doing top 5 DHs. Now, this might be a little bit more underwhelming, but these guys just straight up barrel their shit out of the ball, hit home runs, and, do a nice little home run try around the bases, baby, because they want them bases loaded when they hit them big old dingers.
Greatest position to play in the game. So easy and so fun.
It really is. It's a beautiful position for everybody to play. So, look, we're gonna get right down to business here, I'm going to start it off, lead this bad boy off with my number 5 pick. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I said it before the show. I meant to let Adam lead off. Adam, would you like to lead?
I was going to let you just roll
because
you're rolling. But, yeah, my number 5, I got J.D. Martinez. He is definitely deserving to be on this list. And he had he's 35 now, but he really hit his stride with Boston. And now going on to the Dodgers, where a team where he's going to be needed again to be a really good bat, I think he's going to have a really good productive year. He's going to still hit around the 270 mark and hit a good amount of home runs. I like him, and he's definitely should be deserving, in my mind, to be on this list.
I mean, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's an exciting player on a Dodgers team that always finds a way to win, close to 100 games. They're a good team for a reason. They got a lot of talent on that roster, and JD's a hitter. He knows how to get the job done. So
really good addition.
I agree. So look at my number 5 spot. I have a little bit more of an interesting pick, and mine's Eloy Jimenez of the White Sox. I think this is a guy that, he got a lot of pop in his bat. He's a good player. He's able to hit at a high percentage. Last year we saw him almost hit 300, for the season. So my big thing is can we get him to play a full slate of games? If he can, we'll watch this guy, hit a ton of bombs, play pretty good, get a lot of RBIs. He's a go-getter. It's just a matter of if he's going to play all these games. And that's a weird thing to say for a guy who's really a primary DH left fielder type guy, but I have a feeling that this year we're going to see a healthy Eloy Jimenez. We're really going to see him get to dominate on that White Sox roster that's really in need of a guy like Eloy to step up, especially with the loss of Jose Abreu. He's going to need to be another guy that just is able to produce. They're going to need offensive numbers, and this is the guy that's going to get it for him this season. I really do think Eloy Jimenez.
Yeah.
That's my number 5.
I hope he does play a lot, too. He does have everything there. He's just got to be on the field.
Yup.
I'm going to move on to my number 4, and in my opinion, it has like the perfect DH body for everything, and that's Giancarlo Stanton.
Wow, we both have the same number 4. No way. So shocking.
He's incredible, massive man. And ever since last year, he's been able to hit the ball pretty well for average and crushes the hell out of the ball. Of course, everybody knows it. Last year, he had a dip in his batting average, but I mean, you can only go up from 211 last year, and I think he's still going to hit easily 30-plus home runs and bat maybe around the 230, 240 mark on a good year. And yeah, he's a very good DH, very valuable to the Yankees, and definitely a good addition to stay for the Bronx Bombers.
I mean, look, what else can you say? He hits fucking bombs, and he doesn't do anything else. He just straight up hits bombs. So you know what? You're not going to see him play left field. He used to be a good fielder. I mean, this is a guy who almost won a Gold Glove in his time in Miami. Has been a valuable player before, but you know what? At this point in his career, it's not even worth sticking him out in the field. It doesn't look like he even wants to be there. So you know what? Having him be a DH is kind of a perfect position for a guy like Giancarlo, just to let him sit back and hit a gajillion bombs. Mm-hmm. That's all the Yankees want him to do anyway is hit a gajillion bombs. So why not put him in the perfect spot to do so? So we'll walk on right down this line, Adam. Who you got at number 3?
Number 3, I have I put Bryce Harper here. So for him playing DH all of last year because of his elbow injury, he didn't get surgery until the end of the season, which was Tommy John surgery. So that's really going to impact his throwing arm. So I'm assuming he's going to play DH for the majority of the season until his arm is feeling like 100%. And, yeah, he had an incredible hitting season last year and, of course, the year before winning the MVP. I had to speak to him. If I didn't put him on my outfield list, I had to put him here. An incredible player throughout his entire season, his entire career. And with 2 MVPs down his belt, and plenty more of All-Star games to come, plenty more Silver Sluggers to come his way. I feel really good about him in this Philly lineup, and can't say more about him. He's such a great player, and so electrifying too as well. I like him a lot.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you here. I had another Philly just because I had put Bryce Harper in my left-right field video. I think that he's really, the second he has the opportunity to come back to left-right field, I think we'll see him back there.
Yep.
So what I will say is that I actually had Kyle Schwarber as my number 3 on this list, just because he's the perfect DH. Yeah, he might not hit 300, but he's going to hit you a gajillion bombs, bat a low percentage, strike out a lot. He's not doing the ground ball thing. You're not going to see crazy ground balls. You're not going to see crazy double plays because of Schwarber. Rather, you're just going to see him hit big ding-dongs and literally put his nuts in your face because that's how many home runs he's going to hit. He's crazy. Kyle Schwarber has crazy power. His bat is like a lightning rod. I mean, come on. I like this guy as much as he's a Met killer. I really like him. I think he's got a lot to bring to this table. And on this loaded Phillies roster, they're going to be expecting him to go ding-dong a lot more often, just as many times as he did last year with those 46 homers.
Whoever plays that DH position in that Philly lineup is going to have a great career, great year, no matter who it is. They all can hit very well. It's a great, great, great lineup.
So, Adam, I'm a little curious. Who you got standing at your number 2 spot?
Number 2, I got Yordan Alvarez here, and he's somebody who his 2021 season was really the trailer to his 2022 movie of a season. 2021, all the signs were there. He hit pretty well for 277, had his 33 home runs, batted really well in a really good Houston lineup, and then just popped off in his 2022 season. 3rd in MVP votes in the AL. And, can't say more about this guy. He produced in every single way possible, day in and day out. When he was playing, he was the producer of this stacked lineup. And in the years to come, he's going to be a solidity in that DH spot.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, Yordan's definitely a big bat. But at my number 2, I got Shohei Ohtani. I really thought Ohtani fit well here. He's another guy that just hits bombs, he's able to steal around the bag, something a lot of DHs don't offer. This Shohei's a guy who can get you 26 bags in a season, like he's done in 2021 where he won the MVP. I mean, look, I like Shohei. Shohei's dangerous on the base paths. He's dangerous while he's hitting. This is part of, what makes him Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he's just such a valuable bat, such a strong power bat, a guy I really like, I really enjoy watching play, There's not a lot else to be said. I mean, he's just a phenomenal batter who finds a way to get it done. Yeah, does he strike out a lot? Yeah, but you know what, though? Sometimes that's okay with your power hitters, less likely to run into some ground ball issues. Makes it a little better, even though I do believe Shohei could beat out a lot of grounders. Not going to lie. But that being said, I like Shohei. I like where he's at. I think he's going to have another explosive season coming up for this LA Angels team. And I'm praying to God they make the playoffs because Mike Trout deserves to make the playoffs and play in a playoff series before he's done playing in his career. And that's a sad thing to say from a guy who we've had to compare to Babe Ruth statistically because of the way he's been, throughout his entire career.
Yeah, it's incredible. And that's who I have at my number 1, Shohei Ohtani. The reason I keep him above Yordan Alvarez is, 1, the stolen bases out of a DH spot. If you're getting 10-plus bags, that is very vital to any lineup. And as well as the amount he plays on the team. He's playing 15 to 25 more games than Yordan Alvarez, and especially while he's pitching, that is extreme. Like the games that he doesn't play, half of them are when he's pitching. So I really like this guy. Everybody does. Everybody hears about Shohei. He is the next. He's the kind of the other Babe Ruth enigma of the pitching and hitting. He's incredible in everything that he does, especially in the batter's box. And I love the way he hits. I love his swing. I love the power that he brings, and I know everybody else does too. He'll be hitting 30 home runs plus again and batting around 275, definitely without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be pretty excited for Shohei this season, especially, only God knows what his path is going to have because he might be traded midseason or he, at the end of the season, he is a free agent. So he might get the biggest money contract in maybe sports history coming up. I think that's something that really hasn't been discussed as much as it should be. I mean, he's just that guy. Yeah. So I'm very excited to see, this coming season for Shohei, especially this offseason. I'm more excited for that than anything else. But what I will say is that my number one, I had Yordan Alvarez. Your number two.
Yep.
He's my number one just because, you know what? He's a DH through and through. We know what he offers. He offers bombs, and he bats like a crazy man. He bats almost 300 for his career. I mean, he just finds a way to get it done. I'm surprised that he doesn't have more silver sluggers underneath his belt. I mean, granted, this is going to be his 5th season in the league, but I'm excited for Yordan. I'm excited to watch him hit more bombs on a team that, you know, has to find a way to replace a Jose. I'm sorry. Not a Jose Abreu. They actually got Jose Abreu. My bad. I was a little mixed up right there, thinking about Eloy still. But no, I mean, look, like I said, Yordan, he's a great player. He hits bombs. He has a little less to worry about now that Jose Abreu is here. I'm very excited for Yordan. I think he's going to keep hitting bombs, keep being a really fun player for baseball, and just, you know, he's going to be highlight season watching him trot the bases more times than a lot of guys in this league.
All right.
So, with that being said, folks, from the Idiots Podcast studio, you know, and the Idiots Podcast Network, we'd like to really thank you guys for coming out and listening because, you know, your support means the world for us because we do our best to support you so you could support us. Thank you so much for coming out and listening. Adam, you have anything you'd like to say to the folks at home?
Thank you for listening. And we'll be here all season, you know, ready to kick this season off. It's coming so soon, and I am more than ready to be talking about baseball for this next season.
Hey, well, you know what? Adam said it best, so I'm gonna leave one thing for you, folks. One thing. Go Mets.